Your friendly trauma recovery coach and sometimes silly recovery coach. But anyway, this week I really want to talk about mental health and why it's so important. And I have a passion for this because, okay, let's say you get hurt and you have a traumatic event physically. The first thing you're going to do is go to the doctor. And sadly for us in our culture, that is not the first thing you do when you have, let's say, gone through an abusive relationship or have had a very traumatic event happen health-wise. We don't put that into our thinking of that's where we need to go first. So today I really want to talk about how important it is and why it's important to really focus on our mental health after a traumatic event. The first thing is people who have experienced a traumatic event are more likely to develop mental health problems. And so we need to put that on the forefront, especially after you've been through a traumatic event emotionally. And you really need to put that on the forefront. Second, it's important to talk about mental health because it will help people feel understood and supported. Think about the times that you've had a trauma in your life. Wouldn't you have felt more understood if you could have had just been able to talk about it? Because once you talk about it, you realize you aren't the only one who's had those issues. So that's another reason why it's important. And another reason why is if you don't take care of your mental health, you may not be able to function in your daily activities. You've heard people talk about so many times how when they got depression and sometimes it's situational depression. I mean, I know I've been there. And you can't even do the basic necessities that you need to do in your own personal life. So that's another reason why we really need to talk about mental health and why that's important. Another reason why it's very important to put this on the forefront after any kind of traumatic event is that it reduces the stigma attached to getting mental health help. That has been something that I've had to deal with in my own family, getting the help that we needed for our family during different traumatic events. And but once we did that, the growth, just that burden lifted off was amazing. So the more we talk about it, the more we bring that, okay, I've got to go to the doctor for my physical issues after a traumatic event. Well, I also need to go to the doctor for my mental issues after a traumatic event. The more we normalize that and to take it out of that stigma, the better off we'll be as a community, as individuals. And that right there just gives me so much hope if we can do that. And the fifth reason why we need to bring it to the forefront, it's we need to learn how to be patient with ourselves when it comes to mental health. That this is not something that we can put a Band-Aid on and it's done. This is more like if you've had a traumatic event physically and you need to go to physical therapy. That doesn't happen overnight. Those are things that we have to take step by step and we take them seriously. So those are the reasons why I really believe that we need to look at mental health this week. And I will help you walk through that tomorrow. We'll do a guide 101, what is it and how we can be there for each other. But I just wanted to bring that up today and go out there and have